Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to H+H. I'm Tanner Hickson. As always, I'm joined by my co-host, Jackson Huey. Welcome back to the best sports podcast on the planet. We have a lot to talk about already. The coaching carousel has already started in college football. Not yet for the NFL. Usually we get maybe a fire every now and then. Usually in season fires in the NFL. The last couple years we saw like a good amount. Urban Meyer started that train.
The Bills did fire their offensive coordinator.
Oh, they did. That's right. Coaching carousel in the NFL started too. Ken Dorsey out the door. Should have happened a while ago. Bars. Anyway, Ken Dorsey is out the door for Buffalo, and a lot of other people are out the door in the collegiate level. Let's jump right into that. Coaching carousel. First of all, we're going to start with the big whamma jamma in every essence of the words. Jimbo Fisher is out as Texas A&M's head coach. Why they couldn't wait to the end of the season, I don't know. There's 2 games left. Like what?
Because they got $140 million check from the NIL boosters Saturday at the game.
Get rid of this guy. Jimbo Fisher was let go from A&M after 6 seasons.
I just want to put it out there that if any college, any school wants to pay me and Tanner to come coach and lose some games and then fire us and then pay us half of that to not coach their team anymore, we're 100% down.
So let us know, dude. His buyout, A&M is paying him $76 million to leave.
$26,000 a day for the next 8 years to not coach their team.
He doesn't even have to coach anymore ever. Like his buyout was $76 million up front. It's probably not getting all up front, but they owe him like
no. I think it says 2 lump sums and then payments.
Yeah, it's like a lot for the next 2 years, and then until like 2020, it's like 2030 something. They owe him like $7 million a year.
How's he gonna live?
Dude, that's a bargain for A&M. Even when they hired him, it was so much money. Like it's like everybody's like no wonder he left, because like they gave him like every dollar that they had. All that money that Johnny Manziel didn't get, they gave it to Jimbo.
And Johnny's already said he'll help in any capacity he can.
They hire Manziel as the coach? Can you imagine? I saw this was Cliff Kingsbury, the old OC. That could be an interesting hire. It's just like I think this fire is similar to like the Gus Malzahn fire for Auburn. It's like you should win 8 games every year. Like it's a big program, you know? Like we're not cool with just winning 8 games every year. And Jimbo was this close to making the playoffs once in 2020. The only loss was to Alabama. I mean, everybody lost to that Alabama team in 2020. But yeah, he had one really, really, really good season. And then the rest were kind of just, 8-4, 7-5s, with the exception of last season with him winning 5 games. I mean, besides the whole money situation, I don't really hate it. Jimbo was a great recruiter. Even outside of NIL, he was a fantastic recruiter. It's just I don't like A&M's going to recruit regardless, but Jimbo especially is really, really good recruiter. I didn't hate the fire. Outside of the whole money situation, I didn't really hate the fire.
And they got it. They ain't worried about the money. They were going to pay another coach the same thing to come coach them.
Whoever does replace Jimbo is like, you can't really say, oh, they got big shoes to fill, because Jimbo didn't really do anything.
Yeah, I got a list of candidates. You want to go through these and just kind of talk about them as we go through them?
Absolutely.
All right, first up, we got obviously Dan Lanning, head coach of Oregon.
But he said he's already not going anywhere.
Yeah, well, we've heard coaches say this before.
But people said this was like the
personally don't think
Riley thing.
Yeah, I personally don't think this is Dan Lanning's taking this job. I think Oregon's a bigger job.
Oh yeah, they're in the playoff conversation right now as we speak.
Yeah, I think Oregon's no doubt a better job. Like, yeah, Texas A&M's got money, but Oregon's got Nike. They got money too. So
and they're going to the Big Ten.
Yeah. So I don't think Lanning's moving to Texas A&M. I don't think the SEC he just desires to be in the SEC that bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Next is Lane Kiffin. For obvious reasons.
Lane is a hot commodity every year.
It's the splashy hire. It's the splashy hire.
He's a big name. Everybody knows who he is, and he's been everywhere.
Yeah, I just don't know if they go after Lane, considering that he's shown that he can't win the big game.
Yeah, but can you imagine the
Lane
people
Kiffin
that
with those NIL sources?
The people that he gets to go to Oxford, can you imagine like the kids he's gonna get at College Station?
Yeah, I couldn't imagine. It'd be insane.
That's gonna be that would be crazy. I mean, like, I'm all for a Lane Kiffin hire. Like, he's gonna have your college talked about, all this type of stuff.
Oh yeah, you're gonna stay in the conversation for sure.
Yeah, but it's like it's the same job for Lane. It's just like one SEC West team to another. It's situation's not going to be different.
It's better NIL sources, I think so.
Yeah, it's like it's just a better school because like Kyle Field just got renovated. They hold 100,000+ people. Like Kyle Field's going to be rocking every week if Lane Kiffin goes there, and it's just a better the school has more money and it's just a better recruiting and it's a better school and it's in Texas. Like you're gonna recruit well just based on that. Plus Lane Kiffin recruits well anyway. Lane Kiffin would be objectively a good hire.
Yeah, I agree. Next is Mike Norvell from Florida State.
You say that like you're not familiar with him at all.
Yeah, I know. I misspoke there for a second.
Norval or Norvell, however you say it. This guy.
Mike Norvell from Florida State.
I don't think he leaves.
I don't think so either.
It would be a good hire. I don't think he leaves.
It would be a good hire, and it'd be a better job for him. But I don't think he wants to clean up Jimbo's mess again.
Norvell's just on the Jimbo career arc. Go and have a great season at Florida State, then leave for the bag at A&M. I don't think he leaves. Like you go 10-0 with such a historic program like Florida State, you're gonna be there for a while, you know. Like he's gonna get a mad extension.
Yeah, he'll get an extension. Next is Deion Sanders.
He's not going.
Next is Deion Sanders. I mean, you had to put his name on this list. Just think about the same thing with Lane Kiffin. Think about the kids Deion could get at Texas A&M.
I don't think A&M would hire him though.
I don't think he's proven enough.
Mm-mm.
But the recruiting is probably the reason he's on this list. I don't think he's going there either. I don't think.
No.
Next is Kalen DeBoer from Washington.
I don't think he leaves either. It's a better job, but I mean maybe. Maybe. I think we're getting less and less likely the more we go down this list. I saw Dan Campbell was a candidate. Do you have him on there?
I don't have him on here, no.
But I saw some Instagram post. I don't remember which account, but it was Dan Campbell, and they explained it he went to A&M. You know, he's such a not college coach at all. He's such an NFL guy, you know. And plus, the Lions are a Super Bowl. They have Super Bowl aspirations this year. Dan Campbell, I think the last thing he's thinking about is leaving.
Yeah, no, it ain't gonna be Dan Campbell.
like you see failed NFL coaches get college jobs, like Matt Rule, Saban when he failed in Miami. Like the failed NFL coaches go to college because they can't coach in the NFL, like Urban Meyer, whatever. Dan Campbell's already a good NFL coach. There's no reason. I mean, I get the whole that's his alma mater, but like this is just stupid. Like he's not leaving a good NFL, like an excellent NFL situation
Right,
to go
right.
coach
Yeah, no.
college.
Yeah, that's why I don't have him on here. My camera. Yeah, that's why I don't have him on here. I don't think he's leaving the NFL. Most time when guys go to the NFL and are successful, they don't go back down.
Yeah, no reason.
Yeah, right.
Because that's like the end goal.
Yeah, right. The next name on the list is, like I said, we're getting less and less likely the more we go down this list. These are more like, or this one is more like a underrated hire. It's not going to make a splash. Jeff Traylor from UTSA.
I don't think it's less likely. I think it could happen. You know, Jeff Traylor bought like UTSA from the literal bottom.
Yeah, I just feel like Texas A&M is trying to make a splash with this next hire. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, like I don't think they're the program to like hire like. I mean, like Florida State did that. I mean, they're such a historic program, and then they hired, you know, a good Group of 5 coach to coach them. It took them a while because I think that would be the case. It would take them a while.
Right.
Maybe not. Traylor's such like he has such an SEC style of coaching that maybe it would work out right away. But I wouldn't hate it if that was the hire. I wouldn't hate it. You'd stay in Texas. He's proven to be a good head coach. I wouldn't hate the hire. I just don't know if A&M would do that.
Yeah, the next is Cliff Kingsbury, as you mentioned before.
I could easily see that.
Like, regardless of his disc jobs, he's going somewhere as an offensive coordinator or a head coach or something. I think he's not going to stay as a senior analyst at USC.
No, like I forgot he had a job. To be honest, like he's been a head coach before. He was the OC at A&M when Manziel was there. Like, I think that would be a decent hire. I mean, I guess he's not really flashy.
Yeah, and then the last one is or not the last one, but the next one is Glenn Schumann, co-defensive coordinator at Georgia.
Last DC to leave Georgia, Dan Lanning has a.
I've seen his name on several lists.
What about Rhett Lashley from SMU?
You think he's ready for that leap?
I mean, SMU's looking elite this year. I understand it's SMU, but like
my pick, who I think could get the job, will get the job, whatever you want to call it, is Mike Elko from Duke.
You think he will get the job?
He coached there in 21 when they had the playoff caliber team. And their defense was really good that year, if I remember right.
Oh, he was the DC at.
Yeah.
Oh, I completely forgot about that. Yeah, that could be it would basically be a hire within situation.
Right. That's my pick right now. That's my favorite, quote unquote, I guess, is Mike Elko. Duke has money too, but I don't know. It's a definitely.
They ain't got A&M money.
They ain't got A&M money.
No, I don't think anybody's got A&M money. I'm trying to think of other guys. Like
that's all I have. I mean, you could throw like Chip Kelly, maybe. I don't think he's going to the SEC though.
I mean, like, I'm thinking of like long shots, just spitballing. Like maybe Sonny Dykes leaves TCU, goes to A&M for a bag. Maybe like some other guys. Let me think.
Lance Leopold, is that how you say his name?
Gus Malzahn from UCF, maybe.
You know what I'm talking about? What's Kansas coach's name? How you say his last name?
Lance something. I don't.
Leopold.
It could be the Kansas coach. Could be. Eli Drinkwitz from Missouri. I mean, A&M's objectively a better job than Missouri. Like lower SEC school to better SEC school. I don't know how likely these are at all. Matt Campbell from Iowa State, maybe he finally gets out of there. I'm just trying to think. Willie Fritz from Tulane. That wouldn't be a bad hire. With how much of a 180 he's done to that program. I mean, they have like the Brian Silverfield.
Can I interest anyone in a Ryan Silverfield?
Yeah, I think my three most likely guys would be Traylor, Elko, Lashley would be considered too. Probably Kingsbury. I think it's just Traylor, Elko, and Kingsbury.
This is only going to get more fun to keep up with as more jobs open up.
I know. I love this.
Because when one team whenever A&M hires somebody, odds are that team's going to replace them because it's probably going to be a head coach.
It's called a carousel for a reason.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. But I wasn't pointing out I was just saying like it's going to be like.
Yeah. Who I think that they should get would be Traylor Elko. Traylor's such like a culture guy, you know? Like the second he got there, UTSA was winning games. You know, that doesn't happen on accident. So I think Jeff Traylor would probably be my number one just because he's such like he reminds me of Sam Pittman. Like his character, you know, such like a, you know, go in there and it's like, you know what I mean? Instantly his team.
Another job that might be open.
What?
Arkansas.
Oh yeah. I think definitely. I wouldn't fire him, but it's probably going to be open. We move on to the next one.
We can. You got another one you want to talk about offhand, or you want me to just go through?
Talking about like the next job.
That's what I'm talking about.
I think the only other one is Mississippi State, right?
Well, there's a little bit. There's a couple more.
Oh.
There's some that's been open for a minute.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Well, let's just go in order.
All right.
Of like most interesting, I guess.
Okay, well let's go to Mississippi State then. They fired Zach Arnett.
Surprisingly.
In my opinion, he was never their guy.
I know, like the personnel did not match his coaching at all. What I'm saying is that's not who they wanted. But they were stuck with how late everything tragically happened. They had to do everybody already taking jobs. So here's the list. Is it the same?
No, it's not the same. Dan Mullen.
Just bring Dan Mullen back. I actually wouldn't hate that. If he hires people to recruit for him, I don't hate it. If he's just gonna not recruit, then
yeah.
I don't really care for him.
Jamie Chadwell, head coach of Liberty.
He's been working wonders at Liberty. They're still undefeated. He was Coastal's coach.
Right.
And then he went to Liberty. I don't hate that, you know.
Yeah, I don't either. I honestly probably wouldn't hate any of these. Rhett Lashley is the next name. He's on this list.
I think that would be a great hire. I think he's a good coach.
Jeff Lebby.
He's the
offensive coordinator at Oklahoma. Recently at Ole Miss. Worked under Lane Kiffin.
He was Dylan Gabriel's OC at UCF before he transferred.
Yeah, and he worked at Ole Miss too, didn't he?
I think so. I don't know.
I think so.
I just know that's the reason Gabriel went to OU, because they hired Levy.
Glenn Schumann's on this list too.
Okay.
And then my pick, Willie Fritz.
I think Willie Fritz gets a job.
This is my pick for Mississippi State. It's Willie Fritz.
Him or Lashley.
Yeah.
Just up and coming guys from Group of
Five. Elijah was saying somebody that could score some points. More than one offensive touchdown in 3 weeks. I said,
poor Will Rogers,
Ryan
bro.
Silverfield is your guy.
Poor Will Rogers.
He can score some offensive touchdowns.
Let me tell you about Ryan
You're going
Silverfield.
to give up the same amount of touchdowns, but you're going to score some touchdowns.
I know. Don't listen to any of our previous 3 podcasts, because let me tell you about Ryan Silverfield. He's such a great guy. You know, he'll definitely
hate to see him go.
He'll definitely coach your team. I can't tell you how well, but he'll definitely coach your team.
No comment.
No comment at all. Yeah, I like either Willie Fritz or Rhett Lashley. Jeff Traylor too. Just the up and coming Group of 5 guys. Give them a chance. You know, it'll work out. Nick Saban was a Kent State coach once upon a time.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't hate any of those candidates, like I said.
Yeah.
Michigan State.
Michigan State. Who could go there?
I got Chip Kelly, Chris Kleiman, Kansas State head coach. Elko's on this list. Matt Campbell, Kansas coach. Lance, I can't say it.
We'll just call him Lance.
Jonathan Smith, Oregon State. Dave Clawson, Wake Forest. Jake Dickert, offensive coordinator, Washington State. And Jason Candle, the head coach of Toledo.
Toledo, too.
Yeah, that's who I picked to get the job.
Who's the Fresno State coach?
Jason Candle. It is.
I think he should get a job.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I was getting at earlier. Is a lot of these names we're not bringing up now are going to get brought up in later jobs.
Mm-hmm. I think Fresno State's been good, like, every year for a while.
Jeff Tedford.
Has he been there a while?
That's his alma mater. I don't mean he won't leave, but.
Jeff Tedford.
He was the coach from 2017 to 2019, and now he's the coach again.
What? Why did he leave?
I don't know.
Did he retire and then just say never mind?
I don't know.
He was a CFL quarterback. How about it?
Is that why he left?
I don't know.
I'll see if I can
Wait,
find
what? Where else did he coach? He was the CFL head coach in 2015. He's the head coach at Cal for 10 years. 2002 to 2012. He's definitely a candidate now. In my mind, if he wants to leave.
He stepped down for health reasons in 2019.
Oh, okay. Hey, I guess he got better. Yeah, I think he could definitely coach a Power 5 team.
Oh yeah, me too.
He was the Cal coach for 11 seasons. He's been a coach since '89.
Speaking of Cal, how does Washington State lose to Cal?
Washington State hasn't won a game in like 6 weeks.
Yeah. But yeah, I got Jason Candle, Toledo's coach, for this job. I read that somewhere, and I was like, yeah, that kind of.
I mean, like, northern, stay northern,
right.
whatever. I think Tedford gets considered for some jobs because he's experienced. I think somebody would be good to hire him if he wants to leave.
For sure. If he wants to leave his alma mater, I don't know if he would want to or not, but
it's kind of an awkward situation. Leaving your alma mater for a better job.
Yeah, that is kind of crazy. Northwestern, I'm going to keep this one short and sweet. They fired Pat Fitzgerald. They made David Braun the interim. They need to hire David Braun.
Keep David Braun, bro. He's literally.
What are they? They have
so far above expectations.
Yeah,
bro.
like I don't think this is a question.
They've quintupled their win projections for us this year.
Yeah, I don't think this is a question. I think if they don't do this, then they made the wrong move.
Like you keep bro.
All their players are coming out tweeting saying remove the tag, all this. You got like, bro, you gotta. And he's winning. Like, not like. I mean, we say winning, but we had him winning 0 games.
I had them winning 1 game confidently. Like, objectively, was like, this team is terrible situation, whatever. And then they're 5-5. That's insane. Like, keep bro.
Yeah.
The only way you just not keep Braun if like Nick Saban's like, I want to coach at Northwestern. At that point, you tell David, like, I'm sorry. The opportunity of your life. You think people would actually go to Northwestern if Nick Saban went? Like, it's Northwestern.
Why are we entertaining this?
Like, this conversation's like, we really came up with this conversation. You think guys would actually commit to Northwestern if Nick Saban was just like, I'm the head coach now?
Maybe.
I think Saban's the only coach in America that could just do that. Be like, I'm your head coach now.
I don't know. Kirby Smart might have that pull now.
Yeah, there's like 2 or 3 guys that could just do that.
The last coaching job I have open is Boise State. They fired their coach.
Oh, that's right.
Their candidates were Dirk Koetter. He was there before. He was the interim before, I think.
Where is he now?
Nowhere. Tim Banks, defensive coordinator, Tennessee. Jeff Choate, offensive coordinator, Texas. Bush Hamden, offensive coordinator, Boise State. And this one threw me off. Kellen Moore, offensive coordinator, Los Angeles Chargers.
That would be so fire. Kellen Moore comes back to head coach. Dude, I would love that. That would be so fire.
That is also a name. I didn't see him nowhere, but think about him in Starkville.
I want him in Boise, bro.
I didn't see his name nowhere for Starkville, but that would be crazy.
Bro, I want him in Boise. I didn't even think about that, bro. I forget he coached, like he's an OC.
He holds it out long enough, he might get the head coaching job in Los Angeles.
He was getting head coach looks when he was in Dallas.
That's what I'm saying. The Brandon Staley situation is not looking too hot right now. he might can hold out for that NFL head coaching job up there.
But that would be so cool, though. If Boise's like, come on, Kellen. That would be so fire.
I wanted to talk about this one because I saw his name and I was like,
That would be so cool to see. Like Kellen Moore, college football legend, put Boise on the map, and then he's the head coach now.
I didn't think Boise was that bad this year. Like
they're mid. They're 5-5.
Never mind. I was supposed to say they didn't look that bad against us, but
I mean, you lose to us.
We beat 3-6 Charlotte in overtime. So
If you lose to us, you're probably pretty bad.
I put down Dirk Cotter for this job.
Who was he again?
He was there. I looked it up, or I didn't. I've got it off here. He was there. He coached for the Falcons for a little bit. What did he do for them? Hold on, give me just a second. He was the interim. Most recently served as the interim offensive coordinator at Boise State.
Interim OC?
Correct. Right now, he is nowhere. He was an offensive analyst before that. He worked at Boise in 2022. He worked for the Falcons, the Bucks, the Jaguars. He was the head coach at Boise in 1998.
Oh.
I'm probably going to change my hire. If they're hired within, it's probably going to be Bush Hamden.
I'm pushing for Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore, go back.
Kellen Moore would be the most fun hire. I think he'll get an NFL job.
That would be so cool though. But like, imagine like you tell you're the OC for the LA Chargers, like NFL team in LA, and then you tell your family, yeah, we're going back to Boise. I'm taking the job at Boise.
It's a better job.
That would be so cool though. I want that to happen. Matt,
if it's not him, I'm probably gonna change mine too. I just changed it, but I'm gonna change it again. Jeff Choate from Texas. I don't know. I could see Tim Banks. Maybe.
I think Jeff Levy would be a good hire for somebody.
Yeah.
I don't think he leaves, but I think he would be a good coach somewhere. But I'm pushing for Kellen Moore at Boise.
That would be fun.
Hire Kellen.
That would be fun. His name being on this list is crazy. I'm gonna take Bill Belichick to be the Boise coach next year.
Bill, he's sick of Bailey Zappi and Mac Jones. Imagine that. Bill Belichick hits you up, be like, "Yo, he's one of the only other guys, and be like, I'm your coach now." And you're like, okay.
Your guy got fired too, by the way. Or not fired, but he ain't coming back. Brian Ferentz, Iowa's offensive coordinator. I don't know why he got fired.
Oh, no. Who saw this coming? Yeah, like, Iowa saw that they statistically cannot average 25 a game this season, and they said, he's out. I think we mentioned this before. Imagine if Iowa goes to the national championship, right? Like they do all of this. They go to the national champ and they still average under 25. Do you still keep the guy? That would have been hilarious. Like they have that debate within. Like this guy this guy's offense took us to the national championship.
The name I saw on this was Tim Polasek, offensive coordinator, Wyoming. He was at Iowa before, I believe.
I don't think you hire anybody that's been involved with that program before ever. You get some fresh blood in there.
He was the offensive line coach at Iowa.
I think Penn State.
So that might be all right. Hey, he was offensive line coach. That might be all right.
I think Penn State also fired their OC, right?
They did. I got them on here too.
Who would want to come to Iowa and be their OC, bro? I know, like.
Hey.
I think Iowa. I know what Iowa's going to do. They're going to hire some bummy weirdo that has never seen an offensive playbook before in their life. Like, hey, you want to call our plays? But they need to get somebody who's like super creative.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, nobody's going to Iowa to call plays.
I think the rankings just came out.
Here they go right here. Missouri's up to 9.
Oh, really?
I haven't been watching. Top 10, right? We just called the top 10, boys.
Live rankings.
Louisville's 10, Missouri's 9, Alabama's 8.
Alabama's still at 8. That means Texas is probably at 7. The top 6 has not changed at all. I'm guessing.
Texas is 7.
It's gonna be Oregon 6, Washington 5, Florida State, Ohio State, Michigan, and Georgia. Unless they bump up Ohio State over Michigan.
Well, they're going to take a break, so we'll go back to our little deal here.
Regularly scheduled.
But yeah, on the candidates for Penn State, I have Jawan Sider, who's their interim offensive coordinator.
We got to see what he does first.
Not bad. Yeah, I'm just putting him on here because, and I don't even have a best candidate for this, but Joe Moorhead, head coach of Akron.
Oh.
Sean Lewis, offensive coordinator at Colorado, who just got demoted.
He's not calling plays anymore?
No, he got demoted. Deion demoted him. These two are a little more interesting, and they're not going to Iowa, but they might go to Penn State to call plays. Joe Brady.
He's the interim at Buffalo.
He's interim at Buffalo, yeah, and he might get that job. And Cliff Kingsbury.
Cliffy Pooh's going to be a consideration for any OC job.
Penn State. James Franklin's done this before. He dipped into and got Diaz.
Manny Diaz?
Yeah, Manny Diaz, and researched his career. Now, obviously, Kingsbury's always coached in the South. But so had Diaz before. So
had James Franklin.
Right. So maybe Franklin could get Kingsbury up there to call his plays for him. That'd be. I saw
this the other day. It's my tweet that James Franklin is the only coach ever to coach Vanderbilt to 9-3, and then only have Penn State go 10-2 every year.
I think if you can get Kingsbury up there to call plays, you got to do it. That's got to be the.
It would. Kingsbury just isn't just this dynamic play caller, right? But he at least opens the offense up, at least spreads it out a little bit.
Oh, they spread it out. They spread it out with that swinging gate on 2-point conversion. That's what got him fired. They spread it out. They opened it up, put the lineman out wide.
He opens the playbook a little too much sometimes, but he's not like.
I'm not talking about Kingsbury. I'm talking about Penn State the other day.
Oh, I mean, Penn State is like. What I'm saying is,
I know.
Kingsbury will throw the ball on 3rd and 7. Like, he will. Penn State, like, every third and, like, mid was a run. And you're playing Michigan. This isn't UL Monroe. This is Michigan. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you really just not trust Drew Aller that much? Penn State rant there. But, like, Kings open up the offense a little bit. He'll spread the guys out. He's not afraid to throw the ball on any down.
Right.
And he's got some RPO in him, too. Coach Kyler, Coach whoever else at Texas Tech. He coached Johnny Manziel. Like, Drew Aller, I think, would be best served to have somebody like Kingsbury, you know? I think they should go get somebody like Kingsbury if they can.
Yeah.
If A&M doesn't offer him the head coach job.
Right. Yeah, then USC fired their defensive coordinator. I don't know why they fired him either. He was doing a great job.
Alex Grinch. He's definitely a coach. I mean, that's
He
all
definitely put 11 men on the field.
He definitely called play. Like he's a coordinator for sure. We'll give him that.
Some of these names are Zach Arnett. He's gonna be a hot commodity for defensive coordinator. He won't have no problem finding a job.
Like he's gonna be just sitting there waiting on them DC jobs.
Will Muschamp, who's the co-defensive coordinator at Georgia, I don't know. I don't think he would leave and take this job. He might. I don't know. Just to get that co off his name, he might.
Mm-hmm. How do you co-coordinate? How do you know when to hand it off to somebody else?
I don't know.
How do you co-coordinate? It's like, is it the two co's or like, I want this play. Like one co is like, I want this play. The other's like, I want this one, and the head coach just decides. Like what? How are you?
I don't know. Georgia's the only team I've seen with the co-coordinators.
It's like, do you just switch off every game?
How do you know which one as another team? How do you know which one to hire?
Which one?
which one do you call this play?
Which one of you are actually calling plays? That's funny. Well, how do you co-coordinate? That's so weird.
I don't know, but anyway, D'Anton Lynn, the defensive coordinator at UCLA, did they poach their?
Ain't nobody hiring him.
And Jimmy Leonhard, former defensive coordinator of Wisconsin, my favorite for the job. Somebody with Big Ten coaching experience defensively.
It's a Paul Chryst guy. Paul Chryst could be in some considerations too.
Yeah.
Old Wisconsin coach.
Yeah. I was gonna say, yeah, Jimmy worked for him, and then he decided not to stay on when Fickle went.
He could be I think he's a Mississippi State kind of guy. I think somebody would be good to go out and get him. Imagine I think that's like a Northwestern hire, you know. If they're not to get David Braun, that would Paul Chryst probably. Just feels like a, you know,
yeah,
Northwestern guy, you know. I don't know. I think Paul Chryst is a good coach, though. I still don't understand why he was fired. Because they haven't missed a bowl game in 2 decades. You know.
Right. D'Anton Lynn was also on the San Diego State head coaching search. Forgot to mention that one. Ryan Grubb. Yeah, they fired him. No, he's retiring. He's retiring. My bad.
Oh, okay.
Ryan Grubb is my favorite for that job. Offensive coordinator of Washington. I guess I could see Brent Vigen or Vigen. I can never say these names. Montana State's head coach. I think they're all right.
The Washington OC is going to get some looks. Like any good offense, that the offensive coordinator is going to get calls, you know.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
Because that's just
he's my favorite for this job.
The
San Diego
James Madison, the James Madison head coach. You think he gets any calls?
I don't know. He might. I don't know. Oh wait, here's the top 4.
It's the same, I bet.
Number 4, Florida State. Number 3, Michigan. Number 2, Ohio State. Number 1, Georgia.
Georgia goes to 1. I think that's deserved. They killed Ole Miss.
Yeah. Washington 5, Oregon 6. I was surprised.
I knew it was the same teams. It was just, how's the committee going to order them?
Tennessee fell to 18. Arizona's up to 17. Iowa's up to 16.
Tulane dropped. Kansas is still ranked.
Tulane went up 1 spot.
Oklahoma State's still being ranked. It's super crazy.
Yeah. But anyway, that's all of our coaching carousel for right now.
For right now, we spent 45 minutes on 3 good jobs.
Yeah, that's true. But,
Missouri went up 5 spots, man.
Missouri's in the top 10. That's kind of crazy.
I had them bad. I had them suck.
I got a 7-point road loss. For the Memphis Tigers.
What?
I said, how about a 7-point road loss for the Memphis Tigers?
Put us in. I think we get in next week if we win this week.
And don't call it a neutral site game because it wasn't.
Heck no.
Anyway,
I'm ready for pick'ems, baby. 45 minutes and we're not even talking about the games. It's that time of the year, baby.
Anywho, week 12. Week 11 recap real quick. We both went 17-8.
Oh yeah. Not 16-9. Let's go.
Well, that's the same. Now you're on the 17-8 kick.
Yeah. I didn't go down. I didn't lose ground. I stayed. I'm not gonna gain ground unless I don't pick a game right this week and I go 17-8 again. I think that's the only chance I have.
180-96 to 199-77. You're still doing pretty good.
I'm only 9 games back now.
Where are you getting 9?
Right?
No, I said 180-96 to 199-77.
Oh, I'm 19 games back. It's
a little difference there.
Little ways.
Well, let's see if you can make Let's see if you can make up some ground. Here we go. Here's your game of the week. Wait a minute. That's not. Hold on. Never mind. Yeah, I'm right. I thought they played them this week. It's next week. Colorado at Washington State. I thought they played Utah this week, but that's next week.
Washington State is on a 6-game losing streak after starting 4-0 and getting 2 ranked wins. Dose. They're terrible. They're losing to teams like Stanford and Arizona State and Cal.
So is Colorado.
Washington State is cooked.
So is Colorado.
Absolutely.
They're losing to the same teams.
Colorado, man. Fall from grace, can we call it? They haven't won a game.
They're not making a bowl game unless they can win these last 2. And they're not beating Utah.
They're not beating Utah. I'll go gay if they beat Utah. Dude, Washington. I don't know who to pick. They're having a mid-off. This is what
Nobody's watching this game on Friday night.
Nobody's staying up to 10:30 to tune into Colorado, Washington State. Not doing that. Oh dear Lord. I guess I'm gonna go with Washington State at home. I guess. I guess.
I'll go Colorado.
They're favored by.
Just to be different.
They're favored by 4.5 at home. I guess I'll go Washington State. I don't know.
I'll go Colorado just to be different. SMU at Memphis.
I know what it is, baby. Already know what it is, baby. We going with the Tigers. And
so
Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium in good old Memphis, Tennessee.
So basically, we play up and down to our competition more than anybody I've ever seen in my life.
Yes.
And I wouldn't have had a problem if after Ron Silverfield ran that double reverse, triple, double screen pass or whatever it was on 3rd down in the red zone, if Larry Veach would have went down there and snatched his headset off his head and fired him right then.
That was it. The fact that we are 8-2 is absolutely insane. The fact that we're this good, this over 500, miraculous in my book.
I'm
that
going.
one.
I'm going Memphis because we're probably gonna play the best game of the season this week. Because
we're probably gonna play like how we did in the first half against North Texas.
yeah, we're probably gonna play lights out. We're probably gonna play the most amazing game we've played all year, and we're probably not.
Let up 28 points in the last 4 minutes of the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
Perfect Memphis script.
Yeah, that's about right. But yeah, I'll go Memphis, just because I have to.
I mean, SMU is a team we usually like. Outside of last season, we always beat SMU.
Well, it might change.
That may not probably jinx that, but SMU's been lights out this year too. They're like top 10 in total offense and defense this year.
Winner this likely goes to the conference championship game.
That's what if SMU wins, they're locked in pretty much.
If we win, we're pretty much locked in.
I don't think so. We need UTSA to lose.
They got to play Tulane.
Oh, that's right.
Last game of the year, they played Tulane. And then it'll go by best overall record probably, I think, because we didn't play each other.
So we need to win this game, pretty much.
We gotta win out.
I mean, who do we play?
We play SMU and then Temple.
That's at Temple. That's such a loss. that would be such a Memphis loss if we lost that. You put that in the books.
If we win this week, we're losing at Temple next week.
That's what's just gonna happen.
Anyway, let's not spend
that would be so demoralizing.
It would. Let's not just spend a ton of time talking about Memphis.
We get that we have that like that wording at the top of the screen the whole game. Memphis gets in American Championship if they win, and then we lose.
We like are up like 45-0 at halftime, and then we lose.
28-3 started the third quarter. Absolute loss.
Yeah. Anyway, number 3, Michigan on the road at Maryland. Okay, why was Michigan's interim crying on TV?
Crying, swearing.
Yeah, all of the above.
He won it for Jim. He won it for Jim Harbaugh.
I was watching it and I was like, what in the world? It
was like a switch just flipped in him. He was like, he looks all respectful up at the interview, and then it just completely changed.
I was like, I was sitting there thinking, I was like, dang, this dude might get some looks, and then he just goes in there and just throws out every cuss word in the book on all his television
consideration out the door. Not anymore.
He just threw every cuss word in the book out in like 30 seconds, and I was like,
Michigan's still Michigan, man. Like without Harbaugh,
yeah, it don't matter.
They're still gonna win.
Yeah, they're definitely not losing to Maryland, so I'm going Michigan.
Maryland's not gonna, make this a question.
Anyway, the mighty Rutgers are off their shutout loss. They gave up 22 to Iowa.
Not many teams can do that.
At Penn State.
You suck so bad you give up double digits to Iowa, let alone 22. Penn State's favored to beat Rutgers by as many points as Iowa scored last week.
Yeah, I'm going to go Penn State.
Penn State's reeling off a loss against Michigan. Got embarrassed. Not really, but kind of.
Why did they... Okay, first of all, speaking of that game, why did they go for it with like 4 minutes left on their own side of the field?
Because there was 4 minutes left.
But you were only down by like one possession.
You don't punt.
Yeah, you do. You got 3 timeouts in 4 minutes.
They had 2 timeouts, actually.
Okay, 2 timeouts.
2 timeouts. You don't have a timeout. You haven't stopped Michigan. I mean, you have, but like
But why would you give them? You're already down by 8.
That's the reason.
Why would you give them the ball in the red zone?
I don't know. And then Corum scores on the next play. It's like, Michigan or Penn State's driving. They have a 4th down attempt to drive down the field.
I wouldn't say they were driving. They had the ball. They weren't driving.
No, they had the ball with a chance to tie the game late in the 4th quarter. And then, you don't get the 4th down, and then Corum scores on the next play.
You got to punt that ball.
Talk about a flip the switch, man.
You got to punt that ball.
I think they took the delay, and then they still went for it.
No, they didn't. No, they just went for it. You got to punt the ball, man. If it was a minute left, I understand. But or 2 minutes left. But it's 4 minutes left. You got to punt the ball and put the faith in your defense on that. I think. Your
defense has gotten stops all game.
Yeah, they've gotten stops all day. Why are you? Putting them on the field?
Why then are you like, I don't know, But like surface level, 2 timeouts, 4 minutes left. It's not a completely horrible decision. It was just the things that followed that made it suck. Because like Corum scored on the next play, made the game.
And then another thing I didn't understand is why they went for 2 on the first try. Like, go for 2 on the second try. Kick the field goal, make it an 8-point game, and then if you get the ball and score again, then you worry about the 2-point conversion.
Yeah.
Versus if you don't get it on the first try, then it's
if you want to chase points, you do it early. Early in the game. I
don't care what the analytics say. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
I'm talking about like early in the game. If you want to chase points to get back in the game, you do it like.
That's what I'm saying. Like
first half, early 3rd quarter, not late in the 4th quarter when.
Oh yeah,
the game's on the line.
We're on the same page. Yeah. So you kick the field goal, make it an 8-point game, and then if you get the onside kick, then you go for 2.
Yeah. All that to say, I'm gonna go Penn State.
Yeah, me too.
I had them going 12-0 overall.
Anywho, Oklahoma at BYU.
Me OU, man. OU.
Yeah, I gotta go Oklahoma too.
Beat the brakes off of West Virginia off of that crazy 2-game losing streak.
I lost all my upset picks, so I'm gonna be a little more conservative this week.
Oh yeah, you did pick West Virginia last week, and you still have the same record as me. Like you pick all these crazy upsets every week, and we still have the same record. When I'm thinking I'm making the best picks possible.
Because you picked Penn State, you picked Vanderbilt. That was definitely not the best pick possible.
Dude, I was like.
You picked
South Carolina's struggling.
You picked Tennessee, also not the best pick possible.
I only picked Tennessee, Missouri.
We both picked Oklahoma State, and they go out and get walloped at UCF.
What was that, bro? What? You go beat OU, and then the next week, you get murdered by UCF? What?
I picked Rutgers. That didn't hit.
What in the heck was that?
We both picked Wisconsin.
They lost too.
You picked Arkansas, also not your greatest moment.
Who did they lose to?
Auburn. They got killed. I told you on the podcast, put all your money on Auburn +3. Or 3.5, whatever it was.
I don't know, man.
I missed
Auburn's bowl eligible now.
I missed TCU and I missed Ole Miss.
Yeah, wasn't our finest week in the world?
No, I think we had to go back all the way up here at week 1 for that. Our 20-5 weeks, we were looking pretty darn good.
Week 1s are always good because
until you had that 13-12 week.
Dude, that's when it all went downhill.
Yeah,
13-12.
You've had good weeks ever since then. That's the week where you
just lost all ground.
Oh, no, it was right here, week 7, 12-14.
Oh, that was.
That was when you lost all ground.
And then afterwards, I was like,
What a week. What a week for you. You did great that week.
I know, dude. Losing record on college football pick'ems is.
I hope nobody listened to our podcast to put your money or put your picks in a parlay on FanDuel. Because they were probably, or
No,
even
what
bet
they
them
did-
straight up because they still lost money.
No, like I get credibility from our first week of pick'ems on the first week last season. Like, oh, this guy picked Florida to beat Utah, and then it happened. Like, incredible. No, not after this season. I lost
still
all
not-
credibility
You're still not doing terrible. You're over 50%. It's not bad.
compared to you. It's bad.
Hey, some of us know ball. Some of us don't. So
No, some of these are just like I'm just gonna pick these guys to win just because, and then they win just because. Like what?
well, here you go. Here's your one. Number 18, Utah at Arizona. Or that might be not even number 18 no more. I've had this was before the rankings came out.
Arizona's favored by 1. This is about as close as it gets as far as like. I don't know.
Who do you want?
I think Utah is a better team overall. One of two things is going to happen. Utah's going to murder them, or Arizona's just going to win. If Utah wins, Utah is going to kill them.
Yeah,
Because
probably.
I think up front on both offense and defense, Utah has them completely outmatched. As far as the trenches go, Utah is like up there in like the entire.
You take whoever you want. I'm gonna take the opposite.
That's been your formula all year.
No, it hasn't.
Yes, it. Yes, it has. Don't even say it hasn't. Who's Tanner picking? That bet other team.
No, like the first 5 or 6 weeks, I already had mine filled out before I even asked you.
Whatever. I'm gonna go with Utah.
Until I shared the note with you, and then I stopped doing it because you could see my picks.
I'm going Utah. I think
Okay.
the trenches are going to decide this game, this bloodbath in the Pac-12. We get the last 3 weeks of the Pac-12, bro. So sad. I'm going with Utah.
I'm
The
going
big boys
Arizona.
up front
I'll go
decide
Arizona
this
then.
game. Dude, this game's on the Pac-12 network? What are we doing? A ranked game?
Well, they got to get all their money they can out of that Pac-12 network.
Pac-12 network is not going to be a thing next year. Dude, that network is just useless. Just like
the Pac Zero network.
the Pac-2, just Oregon State and Washington State just play each other 12 times. That would be so fun.
I thought they got
Or 13.
I thought they got invited to a conference.
Washington State and Oregon State?
Did they not? No, the rest of them did, or the other two did.
Yeah, everybody else.
So
They're the only two.
Okay, so that makes me all right. Flashback to the coaches. Do you think Oregon State's coach might take a job somewhere since they're not going to be in a conference? Like,
I think they might be inclined to because, like, they're probably just going to be independents. Pac-12 just fizzles. It's not a thing anymore.
yeah,
unless they just bring the Mountain West to the Pac-12.
Yeah, and Oregon State and Washington State will dominate that conference.
I guess. But, like,
In theory.
if they stay independents, or if they go to independence, because you can't have a 2-team conference. If they go to independence,
You could.
you can't. That I think the Oregon State coach probably leaves.
Does he take the Mississippi State job or something?
He takes a job, some job. Because that's like such an awkward situation to go from like a really good conference in the Pac-12 and you're a top 10 school I mean, I guess you're like what 12 now. You're a top 15. You're 11. You're a top 12 school in the nation in a very respectable conference. And then next year you're like, oh, sorry, you're an independent.
Yeah, that is crazy.
I think he's been looking at coaching jobs since the start of the year. Or since they started talking about disbanding the freaking Pac-12.
Yeah, they've been talking to his AD like, hey, if we don't do something,
I'm going.
I'm out. Anyway, back to Pick'ems. Number 2, Georgia and Knoxville face Tennessee. Or number 1, Georgia. My bad.
Number one now.
Number 1, Georgia facing Tennessee.
I'm going Dogs. I said this at the beginning of the year. I think before the schedule came to, I said Tennessee in my mind was the only team that I think could beat Georgia this year, because at the beginning of the year it looked like such a cupcake schedule. But then, Missouri turned into a respectable opponent. Ole Miss was a top 10 win. Obviously, it's not a cupcake schedule anymore. I don't think so.
Well, nobody's beaten Georgia in the regular season. Give me the Dogs.
Whatever I'm saying is not going to make me pick Tennessee. I'm just saying I thought at the beginning of the year, I thought Tennessee was the only team in my mind.
Yeah, me and you both.
That could have beaten Georgia in the regular season.
Yeah.
I'm still going to go Georgia. Georgia's so good.
It's no question. Tennessee, if they play like they did against Missouri, they might not score this week. 3 points with 2 minutes left. That's about it. A field goal with 2 minutes left. At that point, you don't even try the kicker out there.
Why even kick?
That's some Mike Vrabel stuff.
Let's not get shut out.
I saw. Oh, I'll save that for later, but it was funny. Illinois at number 22, Iowa.
The over-under 30.5. Listen, I was breaking records this year. Is what they can say. My 10-2 record is looking juicy, delicious. I'm going with Iowa.
Yeah, I'm going
slamming the under, going Iowa.
Iowa 12-8.
12-8. Going 6-0.
Again?
Yeah.
Number 24, I keep saying these numbers, but they're not their numbers no more. North Carolina, fresh off a field storm win against Duke, with their backup quarterback.
I think they're always going to storm the field. It's Duke UNC. Like I can get that. I'm going to go Clemson's favored by a touchdown in this game. Vegas heard Dabo.
Dabo said, you better buy stock in Clemson while it's down.
Vegas heard Dabo.
And he's not going to listen to a kid. I'll go North Carolina just because you went Clemson.
Yeah, I'm going to go Clemson. The last time I picked
Tell me why I just typed North Clemson on my name.
North Clemson? It's Dabo's next job if he keeps coaching like this. I'm going Clemson at home. The last time I picked against Clemson at home, they beat Notre Dame. And then his famous post-game interview. I'm going with Clemson. Cade Klubnik has been all right. He's been better. Cade Klubnik has been better. And UNC doesn't really have a defense, so I'm going to go with Clemson.
Sounds good. Now, if I'd have told you at the beginning of the year this would be an unranked matchup, you told me I was crazy. UCLA on the road at USC.
This is USC's last game of the regular season, which is kind of crazy. Have they had a bye? As USC had a bye. They played in week 0. I don't think they've stopped.
Yeah, maybe not. I'm going to go UCLA. USC finished year 7-5.
USC hasn't had a bye all year. Just straight football. The second the season starts. No breaks.
Straight points is what it was. Allowed and scored.
Brother, that's so you don't get a bye all year?
That's great schedule, Lincoln.
No bye for the boys at all.
Look at our bye before the playoffs, he said. Playoffs? Playoffs?
UCLA's talking about firing Chip Kelly. I think this is the week that USC finally wins again. Yeah, I'm going to go USC at home against a rival.
I'm going UCLA. 2 programs on the up and up. NC State at Virginia Tech.
Am I actually going to pick Virginia Tech this week? Hello? In Lane Stadium? Virginia Tech?
Are you going Virginia Tech?
I actually am.
I'm going NC State. I'm not just picking the opposite of you.
No, I was about to say, like, this is your formula all year. No, it's not. And then you continue to do that. Once we start picking games. Yeah, dude.
We literally both picked Georgia.
Virginia Tech.
Iowa.
Virginia Tech.
Oklahoma. Both picked Penn State.
Is third in the ACC right now. They're 4-2 in conference.
They still got to play North Carolina. They already play them.
I don't know. They play Virginia next week.
Oh, so they get both Virginia teams.
No, they play Virginia next week. Is what I'm saying.
They play Virginia Tech this week.
Are you talking about UNC? Or who are you talking about?
NC State?
Oh, okay. I'm talking about Virginia Tech plays Virginia next week.
Oh, I'm talking about
saying.
NC State. Does NC State start to play North Carolina?
Oh, yeah, next week. Sorry.
That's what I thought.
NC State is also tied for third in the ACC.
I thought that's who you were talking about. Did you say Virginia Tech?
I meant Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech is third in the ACC as well. At a 4-2 conference record.
Interesting.
They went out. They have a 6-2 conference record. Let's look at the what is the ACC, bro? A little tangent. This is the tangent episode. We have Florida State and Louisville is looking like the conference title game right now, and then we have UNC, NC State, and Virginia Tech tied for third. So, I mean, Louisville has to lose. Who's their loss? The Pitt. Why'd they lose to Pitt, bro?
Right after I said they could go undefeated. Right after it. Literally right after it. They don't play nobody else either, I don't think. Like,
Louisville had such an easy path of the playoff. I mean, they play Miami and Kentucky. That's not nobody.
Yeah, that's true. But it kind of is at the same time. Miami's quarterback broke his arm.
He got tired of throwing picks.
I'm not talking about Van Dyke. I'm talking about the freshman.
Well, that's right. They started their freshman.
Yeah, he broke his arm on the.
Yeah, he's done.
On the game-winning drive, he broke his arm, and Tyler Van Dyke had to come in and. You know how that went. He threw a pick.
Oh, did he? How many picks does bro have?
And then 12. Devin Leary forgot how to play football, apparently. So
elite quarterback scheduling. You get Leary and Van Dyke. Back-to-back weeks, Louisville knows what to do.
Yeah.
Those are instant wins. We were talking about we were talking about Virginia Tech, NC State. I thought we were still on the UCLA game. I was like, how did we get talking about Louisville?
The things we spiral off to. Let's spiral off to UNLV at Air Force.
Oh, we're talking about Air Force in the New Year's Six. Not happening. Probably. Most likely.
No, it's going to be James Madison.
If they get the freaking thing.
Whatever.
Air Force is on a 2-game losing streak. They lost to Hawaii. Like, Hawaii doesn't even have a home field right now. They're playing at some
I'm going to go ahead and make my pick,
facility.
so you can't say I'm stealing yours. I'm going to go Air Force.
I'm going to go with UNLV. Well, I stole your thunder. LMAO.
We might disagree on this one. Probably not. Minnesota at Ohio State.
I'm going with Ohio. Listen, Ohio State. I don't know what I was going to say. They beat Michigan State. Marvin Harrison Jr. Their crazy performance.
I'm going to go Ohio State too, surprisingly.
What did Minnesota? Minnesota is like the most boring team ever. They lost by multiple scores to Purdue. Yeah, give me Ohio State.
They beat Iowa.
They did, but they got cheated. Iowa did. Iowa should only have one loss. Shutout to Penn State.
Oklahoma State at Houston.
Okay, Oak State, right? They come off this crazy win against OU, and then they get absolutely bent over by UCF. UCF came out in them space uniform. It's over. You guys are cooked. And now Oak State is favored to beat Houston by 7 on the road.
I'm going to go Oklahoma State.
I guess I'll go Oklahoma State too. I don't want to pick Houston. It was one of my many picks that would look dumb. Just was like, you know what, I'm going to go Houston.
Sneaky game here. Not really, but it could be. New Mexico State at Auburn.
I was about to say, I hope you have this game on here. I'm going to go with Auburn. Dude, that would be like New Mexico State is like they got into the CUSA. Now they're 8-3. Imagine if they beat Auburn and Jordan Hare.
Yeah, but it's not gonna happen. So I'm going.
Hugh Freeze is gone.
Anywho, the team we were just talking about, UCF at Texas Tech.
Texas Tech beat Kansas. Did I not mention? Texas Tech is not just some mid team. And they shut out Kansas in the first half. And then they beat Kansas. Texas Tech is decent. But UCF also killed Oak State.
Whatever that means.
I don't know if anybody cares about that. We're going to go with Texas Tech, though, because I don't know. Both of these teams coming off ranked wins, and they're still 5-5. Like, what?
Yeah.
This is why this game's on FS2. I don't even have FS2.
I don't either. I'm going Texas Tech with you.
You picked the same as me? That's crazy. That means UCF's winning, for sure.
Kansas State at Kansas.
Oh. We get this game. Okay. This is in Lawrence. Kansas State favored by 8. What did Kansas State do last week? They killed Baylor. I'm going to go Kansas State. Everyone's by one score to Missouri, Texas, and Oklahoma State.
Guess what?
What?
I'm gonna go Kansas.
Wow. I don't do that. Are you serious? Dude, Kansas State is like.
No, I'm picking like who I think is gonna win. Like,
Is just that team you just don't want to.
what? You cut out. My bad. You cut out.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Dude, that was something. I'm just gonna start over when I was talking about Kansas State. Yeah, Kansas State's only 3 losses are by one score. I mean, they lost to Oklahoma State by 8, but that's still one score. Lost Texas by 3, Oak State by 8, and Missouri by 3. Like 3 ranked teams. Kansas. Who all did Kansas lose to? I know they lost to Texas Tech
Oklahoma.
just this past week. They beat Oklahoma actually. They lost to
Oh
Oak
yeah,
State.
you're right. Texas.
And they got murdered by Texas. I'm gonna go Kansas State. Kansas State, like, it's crazy that all of their losses are by one score.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna go Kansas State in Lawrence.
Boise State at Utah State.
Ew. Couple of 5-5 Mountain West teams trying to be bowl eligible. Boise State just fired their coach. I'll go Utah State at home. In Maverick Stadium. Let me guess.
I'll go Utah State too.
Oh. Broke the consistency here.
Number 5, Washington. At number 12, Oregon. Oregon State, I mean. That's not the
Oregon State.
That's not the rankings. I gotta chill.
I mean, Oregon State's only 11.
Yeah,
That's the only thing that's different. Oregon State is favored in this game. I mean, 2.5, but they're favored. 10-0 Washington doesn't get the benefit of the doubt in this game. Washington is coming off.
Washington's been flirting with disaster.
Yeah, they wanted to lose to Utah so bad. They said, screw a freaking scoop and score. We're just going to drop it at the 1 and then get a safety.
Yeah.
We wanted 2 instead of 6. I don't know. Like, I get Oregon State. They're ranked 11. They're at home. I mean, Oregon State just came off a massacre against who? Stanford?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't completely hate it. But, like, Washington has been one of the best teams in the country all season. And these only, like, close games flirting with disaster against, like, good teams, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, the past couple weeks. I'm going to go with Washington.
I'll go Oregon State.
See, I don't hate what's being different here. It's like, the more I look at it, though, there's more of a coin flip than I thought.
Yeah, it is. Sorry, I'm kind of going through and re-putting all these rankings in now.
Are you good, buddy? I'm gonna go with Washington.
You're going Washington. I'll go Oregon State. Not because I'm being different, because I think that's who's going to win. Because Washington's been flirting with disaster for like 4 weeks now.
Yeah, it feels like they're just gonna lose at some point.
And Oregon State's like, you know what? We're going to beat Washington, and then we're going to beat Oregon. And then we're going to do it again in the conference championship game.
And then we're gonna make the playoffs.
I don't know. It might. It would be crazy.
2-loss Oregon State gets in the playoff.
No, they wouldn't. I thought they only had 1 loss. That's my bad. That'd be crazy.
Oregon, that the last game next week against Oregon is gonna be crazy. Their scheduling is also crazy. You get Washington and Oregon in a year.
Yeah. And then you're gonna get one of them again. If you win both of them, you're gonna get Washington again. Right?
No, I think they're not doing divisions anymore.
They're not, right. That's what I'm saying. If Oregon State were to win both of these, they'd have they'd have the tiebreaker over Oregon. Wait, did they lose to Arizona? They did, so they were not going to the conference unless Arizona loses. Bro,
it's just going to be Washington and Oregon again if they went out.
Yeah.
But if they beat Oregon, which is high possible, these next 2 games could easily be a win.
If Oregon State if Washington won out and Oregon State beat Oregon, does Arizona have the tiebreaker over? Or does Oregon have the tiebreaker over Arizona? They didn't play. So how's that work?
I have no idea.
Anyway. Anyhow. I'm going to Oregon State.
I'll pick the Cougies. Or no,
Number 9.
Huskies. They're Husky.
You combined Huskies and
Cougars and Huskies, bro. What am I on?
Holy.
I was thinking I was trying to be funny and say Cougies instead of Cougars because I was thinking of the Washington State. Whatever.
Number 9, Missouri, hosting Florida.
I guarantee you, I pick Missouri confidently here, and then Florida wins. 100%. That's what's going to happen.
I'm going Missouri.
I will go Missouri too, but I guarantee you Florida wins.
Probably so, since you picked Missouri. Now,
dude, after that like 4-1, 4-2 start, Florida is flirting with just not even making a ball altogether.
Yeah, they got Missouri and Florida State left.
But they're playing in the swamp at night next week against Florida State.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
That's objectively a tough game.
Now, the battle of which staff will get fired. FIU at Arkansas.
Sam Pittman legacy game. We're going with Arkansas.
Yeah, I'm going to go Arkansas too. But if Arkansas loses this game, Sam Pittman's fired the next day.
Yeah, for sure.
Kentucky at South Carolina. Talk about a mid-off.
Oh, boy. Can't wait to not turn this game on. We're going to go. Does South Carolina really have momentum? Like, is that exist 4-16?
I mean,
I mean, they're on a 2-game winning streak, and they come off killing Vanderbilt. But Vanderbilt's an FCS team, pretty much.
I'm going Kentucky.
Dang it! You have to make me pick South Carolina. No,
No.
I'm gonna pick Kentucky. I'm gonna go with Kentucky too. But like every time I do pick South Carolina, they lose. Every time I pick against South Carolina, they win. I don't get it. Like I don't have any trends at all in my pick'ems, bro. Outside of like picking Georgia every week, I don't have any like good trends that I can just follow in my pick'ems. Like, oh, every time I pick this team, they so I'm going with them. You know, there's nothing I can follow. Every time I pick a team, they lose. That's the trend I can follow. At this point, I just have to just not pick. Pass.
Nebraska at Wisconsin.
Bunch of mid-offs this week.
One of these teams is going bowling.
Give me Nebraska and Camp Randall. Matt Rule gets the Cornhuskers to a bowl for the first time, and we're checking. When was the last time Nebraska went bowling? Probably 2016.
I'll go Nebraska too because my Wisconsin Big Ten championship pick is out of the window. So
absolutely. I think it was 2016 the last time that Wisconsin went bowling or Nebraska went bowling. They went 9-4 in 2016. Yeah, it was. Oh yeah, it's been 2016 since they made a bowl. You remember a couple years ago where they just couldn't win a one-score game and they went 3-9 because of it?
Who, Nebraska?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They lost to. Look at if you want to chuckle, look at Nebraska's 2021 schedule. Their losses are to Illinois by 8, Oklahoma by 7, Michigan State by 3, Michigan by 3, Minnesota by 7, Purdue by 5, Ohio State by 9, Wisconsin by 7, and Iowa by 7.
That's like Arizona State this year.
Yeah, I called Arizona State like the Nebraska a couple years ago. You were in every single game, and you go 3-9.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's impressive. That's really impressive. They were 3-3, 6 games into the year. And then every single game after that, they were in against teams like Michigan, Ohio State, Wisconsin, Iowa. Purdue even was good that year. And you lost every single one. Scott Frost is probably the only person on earth that can do that.
Anyway.
All that being said, Nebraska's going bowling again.
Number 7, Texas versus Iowa State. Texas fucking with disaster too a little bit.
This is a trap game. Iowa State's not terrible.
Arch Manning announced he's coming back.
After Quinn Ewers said he's coming back.
I mean, not Arch Manning. Quinn Ewers. I don't know why I said Arch Manning.
Oh, Quinn Ewers is probably coming back next year.
Yeah, Quinn Ewers is all but announced he's coming back is what I meant to say. I don't know why.
Yeah. Do you think Arch Manning is gone?
Maybe not. Maybe not. I don't think it's he might. He's probably gonna redshirt this year.
I mean, yeah, he hasn't played.
And then next year he'll be a freshman. He'll just sit and learn, and then he'll be a starter his sophomore year. So probably not.
I mean, if he just wants to start for 1 year. I mean, or unless he, rides out his college career. But I would guess that if he waits till after next year to play, then he's draft eligible by then.
Right.
And him being Arch Manning, I'm guessing he's going to go declare. I don't know. But I'm going to go with Texas on the road. They're only favored by 7. Like, this is definitely a trap game. This is like the definition of a trap game.
Yeah, Iowa gave up 20 to Iowa State gave up 20 to Iowa, so just think about what Texas is going to do.
Yeah.
I'm going Texas. Here we go. Game of the week. Appalachian State at James Madison. 10-0 James Madison.
The Dukes, favored in both sports.
I'm going James Madison.
Is this game day?
This is game day, yeah.
Let's go, James Madison.
Yeah, well, I always have the game. I always have the game day game last.
I was like, why is this last? And I remember this is the game day game. We're gonna go with James Madison, obviously. This is when they went to the App State last year in like week 3.
Right,
and
yeah,
then the App State ended up winning like 7 games.
Yeah, they lost the game they went to, didn't they?
No, they went on a Hail Mary.
That's right. Yeah. And they lost the next week.
Yeah. They went to 1-1 App State. Because they beat a terrible, highly ranked A&M team. And they lost in like double overtime to UNC after scoring 60-something points. So they were like, let's go to App State. Then they went on a Hail Mary, and everybody's like, oh, App State, darlings of college football. And then they won like 7 games. Nobody talked about them ever again. How many games did they win? They won 6 games. Sorry. Didn't even play in a bowl game. Yeah, we're going to go with JMU.
That will conclude the Week 12 college football pick'ems.
That will conclude this week's episode. We had a meaty episode this week. Start off with some coaching carousel. Gotta love that. Always love this time of the year. Late in the season, coaches are getting fired. The playoffs are looking more fortified every week. The great teams, are separating themselves. So we like, even if the exact playoffs aren't, like what's going to happen, we have an idea who's going to be in there. Always like it's sad that it's almost over, but we love the chaos and we love the, everything that's going on. So that's going to conclude this week's episode. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Turn on post notifications so you guys never miss when we upload an episode. Big changes coming to the podcast starting next week. I'll leave that up to y'all's imagination, but big changes. Follow us on Spotify, follow us on Apple Podcasts, wherever you guys get your podcasts. And we will see you guys back this time next week. Peace out.